talk us through the success that you had in the fertility formula.
So the first thing that really kind of blew me away was the full blood work panel. So all of the things that's going on in your body, from your thyroid to, hormones to white blood cell counts, all the things, right? And you took the time to go through that with me line by line. Tell me what it all meant, what the optimal range should be for me as a female in my age group. I joined the program at 38 years old, and I had my baby at 39. So, in my age group, for my gender, actually looking at it for me and not for, someone else, right? How the labs are typically skewed. So digging into that, looking at all things, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I was so scared. I was like, oh my gosh, what is all of this going to tell me? You kind of get that moment like, ugh, what's it going to say? But, some of the things were out of whack. And you said that, not in those words. Those were my words, not yours. But you're like,
I may have used those words.
You said, hey, this is out of whack, but that's okay. And your reassurance gave me so much peace and so much hope because, a lot of times when we see things that aren't in range or optimal or whatever, then it's sort of like, oh, you're broken and something's wrong and let's give you medication. I was kind of like in that mindset and in that realm. And I was sort of like, oh, like protecting myself a little bit. Like, what are you going to say if my numbers are bad? And you're just like, it's okay. And like, oh, it's okay. All right. Right. Okay. Because you had a plan and you had, things that we were going to do to bring it back down to optimal. We weren't going to leave it there. It wasn't okay to leave it there, but you had it in place. And that just gave me so much peace. And I loved that. And that just felt so good that even if things were a little out of whack, that you had a plan and we were going to execute that plan. And that was huge for me. That was so huge.